Happy October, everyone. In my opinion, October is the most important month of the year. Today, we're going to explain why and what you need to be doing in the month of October. Help me welcome our returning guest. Actually, he's at home now. Astro-Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn.
Hi, Miss Kimberly Williams. How are you for the
I'm
month of
doing
October?
fine.
All
I'm
right, we
doing
are here.
fine.
We are here. We are here.
It's almost the end of the year.
I know. Remember, we started this back in January, February as a fluke, and now it's been that way. And before you know it, we'll be in the 2025 doing this, bringing a whole new concept to this ancient science.
Oh, and 2025 is going to be interesting, right?
It certainly will. It certainly will. And I don't mean because 2024 was an election year. No. Mm-mm.
Well, this is, according to you, the preview season.
Yes.
I want to talk about that today. I feel like it's very important that everyone pay attention to what their zodiac signs indicate about this month. And I want you to let us know about the preview season and why it is so important to be conscious of what's going on during this month.
Uh, Good question, Kimberly. What happens is the month of October every year gives a preview or a snapshot or a look ahead of the year that is to be. What do I mean? Let's say I took you to a movie, and before we see the main movie, for which we went there for, we see what are called the trailers. Okay. The trailers we'll see and say, okay, yeah, we want to see that. No, we don't want to see that. So I always refer to October as the preview month. It gives you a snapshot of what is about to be. So let's say, for example, all Leos for the month of October will be in a 1 month, which means Leos for 2025 will be in a 1 year. So if they pay attention to what's going on for this month, and this goes for all of the signs, that will give them a snapshot of what is about to happen for all of them in their respective ways for the year 2025. Whereas October is only 31 days in its preview, the year 2025 is 365 days in its preview. And that's where the difference is. And so it gives everybody a clue. So when I'm talking about the theme for this month, the events for this month, to a greater or lesser degree, that will be the determination or the theme throughout the year of 2025 for each of the signs that we will talk about this evening.
That's interesting. When you look back at last October and think about your year this year, was it pretty much spot on for you?
I would say so, pretty much. It's been a very um, busy year in that sense. There's been a lot of things going on. There's been a real increase in activities and expansion on network in my situation, things of that nature. For all Leos, just to give an example, they have been throughout a 9 personal year for them, which is a way of saying, okay, we need to close the books. We need to bring things to a head. We need to manifest things for a reason or season or whatever the case is. Uh, so all the signs for all the Aries this year, they should have been doing a lot of growing up for the most part, coming of age. For Taurus is a year that brought about some changes of opportunities and whatnot, you name it. For Gemini is towing the line, getting their act together. So all the signs have gone through things, but this month, symbolically, for all the signs, will give them a snapshot as to the longer picture for 2025. Well, October just gives you a little preview of 31 days for 2024.
The question is, are we ready for this?
I ask myself the same thing too. Because
It's already October and there's been a lot going on, especially in the entertainment world.
yes, it has been. And especially if one is Scorpios or Aries or things of that nature. But let me explain before we continue with the signs. This month, the month of October, is a 9 universal month. How did I do that, Lloyd? Simple. I took 2024, which is the universal year that we're still in right now, which is an 8. I added 8 to the 10th calendar month. 1 plus 8 is 18, and 1 plus 8 is 9. So, this universal month, regardless of what your sign is, we're all passing through a 9 universal month, which tells me this will be the universal year for 2025 because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. And so certain cities like Detroit and Beijing and things of that nature all will be benefactors, like Cuba and Haiti and Lagos, you name it, Buffalo and Cleveland and Jersey City, to name a few places, locally, then some places internationally like Gambia and China and Fairfax County, Virginia. So all of these things, they will be more in the news for the year coming up. Why? Because these are cities, towns, and places that are ruled by the number 9, and therefore they will be more in the news. New York City has been in the news because it's founded on the 26th of July, which is an 8. And New York City has definitely been in the news from the arrest of a certain entertainment personality to the indictment of a former U.S. president, all in New York City. And that's just to name a few. The mayor the mayor and his recent team has been up for indictments and things of that nature. Some have resigned because 9 denotes endings or terminations or letting go. Yet it also rules dreams and manifestations too. So it all depends on how people are looking at it. So for those universally under the signs of Aries, Scorpio, Leo, or if anybody is born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month, well, this is their month and it's going to be their year without question.
Well, it's going to be interesting to keep our eyes on those places and pay attention to what's happening there.
Yep. The word universal implies just that no one escapes. People, pets, you name it, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their gender, regardless of their economic status, every one of us to a greater or lesser degree will experience the influence of a 9 month going into a 9 year. And this is a month where people should really avoid accidents. They should avoid arguments. They should avoid confrontation. They should be more mindful and conscious when they're driving because 9 is the accident number because it's governed by the planet of Mars. Because each number is governed by a planetary ruler, which in the case of 9 is Mars for Aries in the positive side and Scorpio for 9 in the negative side. And positive and negative means one takes more action and one uses more of a strategy, so to speak.
What happened to my manners? I forgot to ask you, how was your September?
My September was really busy. It was really, really busy. I mean, I had events, appearances, a lot of activities, so I will be glad about this month because it allows me to kind of slow it down, kind of take my time, and kind of really get it together. You know what I'm saying? Get my house in order, and I can't wait. And I'm feeling the energy too. That's how I'm sensing. So everyone is going to be sensing what's going on. We'll find out what the themes are for each of the signs for this month, which will actually give the long-term theme for the year coming up for 2025 for each of the signs.
Ooh.
Yes. And you would be surprised what all signs, in the Leo, I always like to tease you. Boy, I can't wait to get to Leos. They're going to
I
say,
have my
what?
popcorn. My popcorn is waiting.
Yeah, put some butter on it too, because it's going to be like that.
My September was a lot like your September was. It was very busy. It only seemed like it was about 1 week long. That's how much was going on, and that's how fast things were moving in the month of September. but I don't think it will be slowing down. But I want to ask you all out in the audience, how was your September? What was your zodiac sign? And let us know whether you're using your sun, moon, or ascendant and how the month went for you. We always love to read your comments because we get some interesting comments on that.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, September was busy. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the eclipse.
probably
Maybe.
so. There was the lunar eclipse that occurred on the 17th of September. That could have affected it. And don't forget, lunar means ruling by the moon, and moon deals with emotions and feelings and intuitions and hunches and things of that nature, rules the feminine principle. So people may have been super sensitive and things like that. And the only thing is that I am concerned about, since nine, governed by Mars, is the war planet, nine is the war number. And so if you look at the events, it seems like there's a war over here, there's a war over there. And the irony is people want more peace, but whatever there is that's going on, there seem to be this whole projections about the war. And the sad thing about it is actually no one comes out on time. Really. Lives
No.
lost that could have made a contribution to this planet, and I have no idea. That's, I guess, the politics of it, the nature of it. And so people are going to have a warlike mentality. People are going to be very quick tempered. And with the economy being as it is, a lot of people are going to be on edge. So what I'm saying is, so for those of you this month leading into next year, you meet somebody, want to get into a little argument or they're on edge, let it be. They got it. They got it. It's not worth it. Sometimes our ego will get the best of us. And if we had the hindsight, we would have done it a whole nother way. But when your life is lost, you can't, in real life, once we are expired, it's a wrap. It's not a video game. When you're gone, you're gone. So I'm saying that we should take each day as a precious day to give thanks that we woke up this morning, as they used to say, and still say, and that we avoid all things like that. And my whole thing is to de-escalate, not escalate, would be the theme.
And a lot of times, some of these things happen just to let us know that there's things we need to cut out, or maybe even places we need to stay away from. So,
I say, yes. And we
yeah,
need to be very careful handling guns and knives and sharp instruments and things like that, because nine represents more injuries, accidents, arguments, and confrontations than illnesses and sicknesses and diseases. So they might talk about a disease that come out, but I would be more concerned about accidents or things going to war, or like nations that want to go to war. That would be the thing. But yet, nine represents humanitarianism. It represents globalism. It represents the international, that, it's about humanity. And that should be the important thing. So I'm ready.
what do where are we going to get started at?
Well, we're going to get started with Aries, because Aries going to say, you ain't going to start with me. Are you serious?
I
Okay.
thought we were going to start early.
Well, we have plans for starting 2025 in a whole different format.
I
So
know that's why I said I thought we were going to start early. But
I
it
should start
doesn't
with,
matter. Leo is still in the middle anyway,
yeah,
so
I was going to start with Leo just to get y'all out the way, and then go from there. But
I
everybody's
can
got to
wait.
wait. And I have to wait my turn because I'm next to last. And
Well,
it's so
I'll wait then.
yeah,
I'll
we have
wait.
no choice. And if you ever been in school, right, and they call you by alphabetical order, it seemed like it took forever to get to the S's, man. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine the W's.
This is what I am saying.
I'm like
You're
the
at the
last
back
person
of the
on the
line.
list.
Yeah. Yeah. Because how many Xaviers? How many Xeons? Okay. The X and the Y's and the Z's, you forget it. They got a whole lot of W's up there, the Weeks and the Williams and the Wanders and the this, that, and the other. So
It's
anyway,
so sad. They
anyway,
should call us by our numbers.
yeah. Oh, not bad then. But even so, then I'm near the back of the line, so I need to do something about that. So anyway, let's
Yes.
start with the signs. If
Okay.
you, if your sun or moon or ascendant is in the sign of Aries, the theme this month is about incentive. What do I mean? To motivate, to stimulate, to encourage, to bring out the best in people. For all Aries this particular month, it is about taking and making dynamic and bold moves, especially this first week coming out the gate. Although on the second, the third, and the fourth, when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Libra, it may not feel that way. But this is the month, and especially this week, to be during the first week to be or take a more proactive attitude toward your objectives. But because Aries is governed by the number 9, which is Mars, and with Mars opening up in its oppositional period of Venus, it simply means for all Aries during this first week, just take it easy. Yes, you might want to rush. Yes, you might want to push through, but it says do it with some restraint and whatnot, especially as you go into the week of the 8th through the 14th. Because in that second week, diplomacy is going to really, really count. Now, the cycle that Aries are in, you'll be feeling your oats, smelling yourself, as my mother used to say, okay, thinking you all of that. But it says be diplomatic, have some charm, have a little patience, which is not Aries' middle name, okay? But yet at the same time, it would prove to their advantage if they do that and just take it easy. It's in the third week on the 16th and the 17th when the moon is sitting in their sign of Aries and things begin to open up and you begin to see the wisdom and the prosperity and the ways of doing things and whatnot. And it also tells me, too, if you've been working on a self and improve objective for yourself and your goals and your career and things of that nature, all of that's going to take off in a very positive way. Going into the tail end of the month is when you toe the line, but you find that when you end October, you will have a sense of organization. And the only reason why I say that in this period of Libra, this is a direct opposition sign for all Aries anyway. So just knowing that alone don't mean you gotta like hide under a rock or tiptoe, but just be more mindful of these things, that what you're doing. And when I say opposition, you know, there are bell curves, highs and lows. Well, for all Aries, you are at your lowest point during this time of the year, known as the period of Libra. You'll find that the people that's going to help you be other Aries and Leos and Scorpios, or those born on the 9th, the 18th, the 27th of the month. And you're going to find that the best color is crimson. Okay. And the stone to carry or wear over and above shungite, because shungite is always going to be the basic stone to wear, should be brookite. Brookite, Brookite, brookite. That is a stone or crystal to wear or carry. Now, if your sun or moon or ascendant is in the sign of Taurus, the theme for you this month is about accountability. I know somebody saying, oh man, yeah, listen, but it is accountability. What is it? Being responsible, trustworthy, honest, just forthright. For you, all Tauruses, this would be the best time. And the nice thing about it is, this is the period of the year known as Libra that's governed by the planet that rules your sign of Venus. And so what happens is this should give you a chance to really, account for the things you do. And especially in this first week when you start doing a lot of soul searching, and you'll find around the 5th and the 6th when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Scorpio, in fact, that you will find yourself kind of like, well, I don't know and whatnot, but it's going to give you a chance to reflect, to question why you're going forward and all the things you need to be accountable for, in fact. But it's going to be in that second week. Let me tell you about that second week. That is a mover and shaker week for you. That is the week that's going to allow you to expand your horizons, expand your pocketbook or your finances in certain ways. And so for those of you Tauruses that own property or thinking about buying property, that would be an excellent time to move forward with making those particular moves. You're also going to be doing a lot of growing up too. But it's in that third week, especially around the 18th and the 19th, when the moon is actually sitting in your sign of Taurus, that there's going to be a period of fulfillment about it. But you got to be accountable for what you're doing. You got to be accountable in the sense of what you need to let go, be trustworthy in the things that you need to put aside, and be forthright in all of your dealings with the people in your space, whether they are family members, relatives, co-workers, frenemies, even the enemies too. However, the nice thing about it is, as you go into the final week of or October, excuse me, you're going to find yourself in a better position to stand tall, to stand on your own and stand by your truth. But that can only happen if you keep the theme in mind about being accountable from the moment this month starts until the end, which is Halloween Day on the 31st. You'll find that that would be to your advantage. The people that are likely to help you will be Tauruses and Librans like yourself, or they will be born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. You'll find that the color to wear would be blue from the lightest to the darkest, and the stone to carry should be tumbling. And in fact, believe it or not, pink should be added to the persuasion too. So the stone to carry or wear should be shungite and tumbling. I put that in the color category, but it's really pink and blue. They should be in that category. Now, if your sun or moon or ascendant is in the air sign of Gemini, guess what? Your theme is about variation, and nobody can do that better than you. Variety, diversity, adding a contrast to how you do things. You know, of all the signs in the zodiac, your sign is probably the most multifaceted, multi-talented, multi-dimensional of all the signs. And so with this theme this month saying variations, it means you got to vary up things. So it should be a cakewalk for you. Okay, now this was assigned to another sign this month, like an earth sign that moves kind of slow and prod along. But you being an air sign, and the theme is telling you about diversity and flexibility and movement and motion, along with that theme of variation, no one can do it better than you. And in fact, that's the first thing that's going to happen in the first week, during the first through the seventh, because you'll be in a week of making adjustments, but you'll be able to add some variation to how you adjust. You won't be kind of stuck in a situation, but when it comes to your personal appearance and relationships and dealing with your home and the workspace, that's going to be good. Going into the second week is when you need some space. It's also going to be a good time for you to travel, to go somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun, to get away and get your own space to say, okay, I know we got 2 more months to go, and before the new year starts, maybe I need to get out of here a bit and see what's going on. But the interesting thing is in the seventh, eighth, and ninth, entering that second week, that the sun, or excuse me, I should say the moon is going to be sitting in your opposition sign of Sagittarius. So don't be too impulsive about it, which Geminis can be. And so, although you want to have that variation, impulsiveness added to that will not best be the best formula for you. It's going into that third week, the week of the 8th or the 15th to the 21st, I should say, especially around the 20th and 21st, when the moon is actually sitting in your sign of Gemini. Then you can begin to spread out. Then you can make major moves, and then you can add that variation to your financial picture, the variation to your career, and variations to relationships, especially if they happen to be those that are coming from your past of someone you haven't seen or heard in a New York minute. I only say that because I'm in New York. But the point is somebody you hadn't seen or heard from in a long time. Toward the tail end is going to give you an excellent opportunity to travel afar, to go a great distance, or somebody from a great distance or will travel afar to you. So it's going to be one of those kind of things, but it's going to be a week that's going to be a fulfilling one. It's going to make your life a lot easier. And you're going to have this breath of fresh air that you can move with more variation, more diversity, more freedom and flexibility. You'll find that other Geminis and Virgos are going to help you, as well as people born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. And you'll find, in fact, that the color to wear, which is normally not you, is beige. Okay, it's a little beige. Okay, yes, it's a little different, but that's how the cycle is going this month. And for you, over and above the stone or crystal to wear or carry other than shungite should be jade. That would be the best stone for you to carry. Now, what about Cancer? All right, Cancer, let me tell you this. If your sun or moon or ascendant is in this sign of Cancer, the theme this year, or this month, I should say, is about discernment, insight, judgment. How you gonna, you got to have a discerning mindset in this particular time of the year for you. Especially we're doing this first week because things are going to open up in a very busy fashion, a very active fashion. It's going to give you a time to network and meet the kind of movers and shakers that's going to help you. Although when you go into the second week, it's going to be a little stressful around the 10th and the 11th when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Capricorn. But over and above that, it's about having a good sense of judgment and insight. And the theme again is discernment, the way you judging people, because your sign, first of all, deals with emotions and feelings and hunches. We just recently, several weeks ago, had a lunar eclipse that affects your sign in the first place. So you might be more into your feelings, which is understandable, but you have to be discerning in the decisions you make, the people you deal with, and how that's going to go. And if you do that, you'll be actually looking pretty good because it's in the third week and the 15th through the 21st when you have a chance to travel and you actually have a chance to pivot, to kind of turn things around to make your life better and whatnot. And plus, there are going to be a lot of opportunities, especially around the 14th or that third Wednesday in the month. But as you go into the final stages of the month, especially around the 22nd and the 23rd, that's going to be your romance and finance week. I'm talking about you're going to end the week, the last week of this month, off in a very lovely fashion, very caring and sharing fashion. But even then, be discerning of the people you pick and choose what you deal with. Okay, you just can't pick any and everybody. And plus, because two is one of those, or your sign of Cancer, which is governed by also the number two, means checking and watching your feeling. But it's going to be very, very beneficial. And more than likely, you Cancer ladies are probably going to be changing your hair as you go into the tail end, getting ready to meet the month of November. Now, for this particular month, other Cancers like yourself and Tauruses will help you, as well as people born on the second, the second or the seventh, the 11th or the 16th, the 20th, the 25th, or the 29th will be there to help and assist you in ways that are very helpful. Now, the color to wear for you this month, Cancer, says teal, which is a kind of a green. It's a weird color, but it's kind of in the green family, but the teal color will do. And you will find that the stone or crystal to wear it or carry other than shungite would be lapis lazuli. Okay, that would be the stone. Leos, okay. For all Leos, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in this sign, guess what? The theme is about self determination, okay? And that's very important. What do I mean? Autonomy, being self sufficient, having self rule over yourself, to allow no one or nothing, no matter who they are or who they're supposed to be, to rule what you're supposed to do. Now, this don't mean Leo, because Leos have a good opinion of themselves anyway. So the theme self-determination is all they need to hear. And I ain't hearing it from nobody. I want to hear from your mama. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is it's about determining what you want to do with your life, which direction you wish to take it. And those that are your friends or so-called friends will understand. But because we're in a society that has control issues and we want to maneuver this way, and you got to think my way, for you Leos, you're going to have a problem. No, excuse me. They are going to have a problem because your theme is about being self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-determined, independent. That is the goal. And so what's going to happen is just in the very first stages, it's going to be very diplomatic. In other words, you're going to make a very strategic decision of how you're going to make your moves with relationships, your environment, or the working space. You'll find, though, as you go into the second week, things are going to be very busy. You got to be a little mindful about maybe getting caught up in somebody's scandal or drama. So, the people be gossiping. So don't go for that, especially around the 10th and the 11th when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Aquarius. That would not be the best time for you to move. But you will find, though, as you go into that third week, you'll be more structured. You'll have more of a sense of a foundation or blueprint to take your self-determination to the way you want to. It'll really get your house in order of how you want to do things. So it's not a me, myself, and I per se, as so much as what am I getting out of this 30-day period or 31-day period? I have to make a self-determination to do what's in my best interest. Is it self-sufficient? Does it make me more self-reliant? Only you Leos know that for sure to a greater or lesser degree, because at the tail end gives you an opportunity to travel, especially around the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, toward the tail end of October is going to be a very, very important time for you to begin to really pivot and make that kind of change. So if travel is indicated or need to breathe or flex your muscles or whatever the case is, that would be good. Now, who is likely to help you other than Aquarius? That's me, thank you. Or a Leo or another Aries would be those that are born on the 1st or the 4th, the 10th or the 13th, the 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of any month. They're the ones that will help you. And as far as the color, believe it or not, the closest thing to gold would be yellow. Yo, so don't forget, it ain't no bright yellow where you got to put some shades on where you got to look like Ray Charles. It is about putting on different shades. You know, it's so many, they got billions of colors now. You know, yes, they're the 7 colors in the rainbow, but all these colors now take on different shades of intensity, to the lightest to the darkest. So as long as you wear yellow, sophisticated yellow, you ain't got to put on a bright yellow where people got to put on the shades and, you know, what am I looking at and stuff like that. But the point is that the stone to wear or carry other than shungite would be obsidian. That would be the stone for them. Now, what about Virgos? Well, if your sun or your moon or your ascendant is in the sign of Virgo, the theme for you this month is shift. What do I mean? I ain't talking about shifting gears in no car. No, I'm talking about to alter, to transform, to mutate, to make changes that brings about a tremendous difference in how you move forward. Since we just passed your birthday last month, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And especially in your love life, your home life, your personal life, your finances, because that's exactly how the opening weeks of the month of October is going to open up for you, especially on the very first day when the moon is sitting in your sign. So that's going to be very good. And it's going to allow you to say, okay, I need to fix this, I need to fix that, all having to do with one's personal appearance, especially you ladies there, hair, nails, pedi- pedicures. Yeah, that's it. I was going to say pedigrees. But you know what I'm saying? Get your nails and your toes done, stuff like that. But going into the second week is going to be more reflective, especially as you enter the tail end around the 14th and the 15th when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Pisces. So it simply means look before you leap, check things out, weigh things very carefully, and begin to question how you're going to do things and how you're going to move, especially as you move into the third week, because that's going to be your finance week. That's going to be your relationship week. That's going to be the week when you're going to come of age. Let there be no question how that's going to be for you. And it's going to be a point that if you play your cards right and you know how to transform and alter and be flexible in your movement, things should happen for you in a very financial way, more to your side than any others. Going into the last week tells me there's a possibility you're going to want to get out of Dodge and make some changes, things like that, especially around the 27th and the 28th when the moon is finally sitting in your sign of Virgo again. And it will be to your advantage. Now, you're going to find that Geminis are going to help you, Virgos are going to help you, and people born on the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd is going to be of help to you as well. And you're going to also find that the color to wear is silver, and yet the stone or metal to carry would be, or crystal to carry would be shungite and silver. Okay, so it's just interesting. So it just happens that the color is silver and the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite will be silver. Okay, now Libra. If your sun or moon or ascendant is in the sign of Libra, you know what your theme is? Because this is your birthday, okay? It's about agreement. Now, what do I mean? It means understanding, to compromise, to be in accord with one, especially oneself. More than anything, don't forget, You are the only sign that has a symbol, not an animal or a human, but the symbol of a scale, which means balance, beauty, and balance, and things like that. So, these court scenes, when you see these movies in the court and whatnot, and they got the blind lady and all that stuff, she's holding up a scale. It's about balance. And that's what this is about, to be in agreement, to be not in discord, to not cause disharmony. And it doesn't mean, you gotta like tow to somebody, yes, and do this and that against your will. But it means be in agreement as much as you possibly can, especially around the second, the third, and the fourth, because the moon is going to be actually sitting in your sign. It's going to be a new moon. When the sun and the moon are in the same sign at the same time, it is a new moon. And for you, the second, third, and fourth of the month will be a new moon period, which is good to be proactive, to get things off the ground, to take the initiative, but do some soul searching first. Let's don't jump out there. Just make sure you make sure all your T's across, your T's across, your P's, with what they call P's and Q's, all that stuff. You know what I'm trying to say. But make sure all that started. Now, in that second week from the 8th through the 14th, it's going to be real cool because you're going to be making some major moves that's going to take you to the next level financially with your career, maybe deepening of a relationship, because don't forget, this is your birthday month and your month to have a great old time. And so that's what's going to happen. But you find the people that's going to be in harmony, in agreement with your philosophy, your goals, your objectives, and not people resisting you. You leave them alone, especially in that third week, because in that third week, that indicates that's going to be a kind of confrontational time, and it doesn't help because the moon is going to be sitting in your stress sign of Aries on the 16th and the 17th. So, don't be like a lit fuse where you just quick to jump at something, but understand that, be humane, bring out the best in people and whatnot. But don't forget, this is your birthday month. So it is about establishing an accord, an understanding that we're on the same page. Sound real easy, don't it? Because in the final week of your birthday month, you're going to find that a lot of things are going to open up for you, especially around the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. Those last 3 days are going to be awesome. Like it's going to be, and I forgot to mention, in the second, third, and fourth that you open it up, and I did, just as I'll remind myself, that so you're going to have the best of both worlds. Of the first 3 days and the last 3 days, the moon is going to be sitting in your sign to assist you, and you're going to have a better party birthday month, to be very honest with you, as long as there's a sense of accord, as long as there's a sense of agreement and understanding and camaraderie. That is the thing. And that's how you're going to end it. Now, you're going to find that Tauruses are going to help you. Other Librans are going to help you. A few Cancers are going to help you. And particularly those born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. The color to wear is aqua, blue. And the stone to wear or carry is shungite and aquamarine. That's going to be the stones to wear or carry during this time. But happy birthday, Libras. I ain't going to, can't leave y'all out. Happy birthday to you. Now, Scorpios. If your sun, your moon, or ascendant is in the fixed sign of Scorpio, the theme this month is revelation. What do I mean to uncover, to manifest, to weigh the outcomes, to begin to look at in your enlightenment what needs to stay, what needs to go, especially in the first week on the 5th through the 6th when the moon is sitting in your sign of Scorpio anyway. So that's going to be, so if you are kind of pushy, almost appearing arrogant, or whatever the case is, that would make sense. But at the same time, with this being the kind of month that it is, knowing that that's the last approach you need to do. Is so for all you narcissistic Scorpios out there, you can't tell me squat Scorpios out there, be prepared, because it's about actually raising your consciousness, raising your awareness. And it's not all that serious, especially as you go into the second week. But you're going to have to be a little diplomatic. You can't be, thinking you're all of that, but more like using charm and persuasion and tact. That is going to be the secret formula to get you, because as you enter the third week, a lot of things are going to be opening up for you. However, there's going to be resistance on the 18th and the 19th when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Taurus. And it also indicates something having to do with legal or semi-legal matters or getting caught up in some scandals. So don't get caught up in people's gossip. You let them be. I heard, did you hear so and so and so? Well, let that be so and so and so and so, and you kind of stay where you're supposed to be. Going into the tail end is when you're more structured, when you have more of a sense of a plan that you finally are getting it together for the month. But along the way, it's about raising your awareness. What is the outcome? What have you manifested by either holding on to or letting go or fulfilling something that's been most important to you? You're going to find that Aries and other Scorpios like yourself, and a minor way Leos, playing a very important part in your month of October, as well as those that are born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 24th of the month. Now, this is a weird color for Scorpios, but the color you wear is orange. Don't forget, it ain't got to be litmus orange, okay? There are all shades of oranges from the lightest to the darkest, but a hint of orange, all right? And it ain't because we're going into Halloween, too, all right? Because, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing. Maybe, I wonder if that's why I picked that. All right, I'm only kidding with that. But the point is, you know what I'm saying. But the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite is ruby, okay? Now, Sagittarius. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Sagittarius, you know what your theme is? I know you want to know. It's ingenuity, the shrewdness, the inventiveness, the ability to take advantage of things that present itself, and can't nobody do it better than a mutable sign like you. Well, what do I mean by mutable? Changeable, flexible, fluid, being able to roll with the punches, as they say. That would be best. And you're going to find that in that first week, although it's going to be really like having your shoulders to the wheels, the 7th and 8th is going to prove very valuable because the moon will actually be sitting in your sign of Sagittarius. That'll make it possible and easy to get your plans in order, to lay the blueprint or the foundation of what you want to do along this theme of being ingenuitive, in that sense of having a plan, a way that's kind of shrewd, so to speak, that inventiveness, that thing that really makes things a little different. But then again, Sagittarius is creative anyway, so it's really in their match. It's in the second week that gives them that opportunity, I should say, Sagittarius, to do some traveling, short trips, some life-changing decisions, some things that'll make your life a little easier and make your life better. You're going to find that a lot of flexibility is going to be in your way. But again, this is important because you being a mutable sign will make these changes very easy. As you go into the third week, which is considered your romance and finance week, you might be a little disappointed because on the 21st and 22nd of the month, the moon is going to be sitting in your opposition sign of Gemini. So since Sagittarius can be a little impulsive, like Geminis can be a little impulsive, it simply means be very tactful and mindful how you're dealing not only with your relationships, but your finances as well. Don't have a leap before you look at it too, but do just the reverse. Going into the final week of October is when you're going to have this very reflective period, looking at things. What have you come? Have you put your ingenuity to its best maximum use? Have you put this ability to be shrewd in your decisions, kind of inventive in the way you came up with your mousetrap, or so to speak? But this will be the time for you to get reflect, to have a sense of a inner guide speak to you, and don't just rule it out. Just pay close attention. You'll find that the people that are likely to help you going into this month or throughout this month will be those under the signs of Pisces and other Sagittarians like yourself. Or they will be born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. Now, for Sagittarians, the color you should wear is magenta. That's a very nice color. I know they've got all kinds of colors, but wear a little magenta. And in fact, the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite should be morganite, and that would be best for you. Now, for Capricorns, y'all gonna like this, Capricorns, okay? If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Capricorn, it is about the theme for you is about being efficient, competent, capable, having a having a way that makes Capricorns who they really represent. All earth, all practicality, all common sense. That should be your entitled. How efficient can it's like a car that runs with efficiency. When you do things with efficiency, that should be your theme, especially as you open up the first week, because in the first week you're going to want to be closing out things anyway, and you'll get an opportunity as you go into that week to really set the tone and the tenor for what you want to do. And in fact, it's going to allow you to say, okay, I need to hold on to this. I need to let go of that. But as you go into that second week around the 10th and the 11th, when the moon actually sits in your sign of Capricorn, will be to your advantage. And that's going to allow you to kind of step out on faith, to get a raise or promotion, or do things that you feel that, okay, now I need to focus on me. I need to be more efficient about my actions, more productive about what I am doing for myself, more capable and competent about my job responsibilities or my career responsibilities or my setting of my goals, whatever they may be. Because you go into the third week, that's going to be a week where you got to be at peace. You got to kind of like mend fences and take it real easy. Don't be ruffling no feathers. Everything is going to be good. And it's about taking your time. Going into the final week, though, the week this is going to be very busy, but around the 22nd and the 23rd, when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign of Cancer, is when you're going to have to be a little bit more diplomatic. So, yes, there's going to be it says don't overextend yourself. That is the first thing that it tells me. So, yes, being efficient don't means being overly efficient, because sometimes too much of can be just as bad as none of. You see what I'm saying? So it's like about striking that balance. But whatever you're doing throughout the entire month, make sure you are efficient like a well-oiled machine in all of your doings, all your relationships, all your financial moves. And to me, can nobody do that better than a Capricorn? Okay, so if I sound a little partial to you at this point, yes, that's true. Not only that, but you'll find that Aquarians will help you. Um, you'll find that uh, yes, you'll find that Aquarians will be of help to you. You will also find that this will be a time where Librans will be of help to you, and people that are born on the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th of the month. Now, the color to wear should be navy blue or black, but those are the colors that would be more in alignment with you, and the stone to wear or carry over and above that should be um, um, shungite and onyx stone. Now, for Aquarius, all right, now finally got to see we're almost there. Pisces, I got you. I got you now. We're gonna be there. So for Pisces, excuse me, see, I'm already there. Aquarius, can't leave us out. So if your sun, your moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Aquarius, guess what? Your theme is about being distinct, to be a standout, to not be a bump on the wall. You know what I'm saying? To be specific, to be lucid, to be sharp, to be engaging. I like that myself. Okay. So anyway, I got issues right now. Don't worry about that. So for all Aquarians, the first week is going to break out warning a change. So if you're into a routine mode, we Aquarians don't like routines anyway. Okay. I ain't speaking for all Aquarians. I'm just talking about for Lloyd Strayhorn, but you know what I'm saying. But we like kind of changes, and that's how the month is. That's how the first week is going to present itself, giving us a change to really change things around, to kind of rearrange the room of life, so to speak, rearrange how you're doing things at the workplace and how you're thinking and how you're moving through life. And those are the kinds of things you'll find that in the second week, especially as you go into that romance and finance cycle during the 12th and the 13th, when the moon is actually sitting in your sign of Aquarius, that you'll be in a better position to improve your health. But don't forget, it's about being distinct, to being in the standout, to be more sharp and lucid about what you're doing and paying attention. That's going to make you, to me, all Aquarians are standouts anyway. But the point is, it's about being more distinctive and about also distinguishing the difference between what you know you should be doing and what you know you should not be doing. That's the point, okay? Because as you go into the third week, it's going to be more reflective. You're going to be doing a lot of soul searching. You're going to be questioning the reason, the rhyme and the reasons of why you're doing the things you're doing and things of that nature. And that would make total sense. And it also indicates maybe getting away for a day or two, at least that's be desirous of it. Because you got to understand, sometimes we think about, I need to get away, although we may not be able to get away physically or financially, we get away mentally. Go by a body of water. Get your head into a book as against in a computer or a phone. But to get away. So there's a lot of ways symbolically to get out of town without having to just physically do that. But you should. Now, in the tail end of the week or the month of October, especially around the 24th, 25th, and 26th, the moon is going to be sitting in the sign of Leo, your opposition sign. So it simply means, since this is a financial week, to watching how your money comes in, how your money goes out. And sometimes we Aquarius can be somewhat impulsive. Well, don't be making you be distinct about how you're spending your money. You be lucid. You pay attention to how things is working about that financial part. Okay, because this is going to be very, very important toward the tail end of that particular month. Now, who's going to help you? Leos are going to help you. I know a couple of Leos right now. Aquarians are going to help you. That's me. Thank you. Geminis are also going to come into the mix as well as anybody born on the 1st or the 4th, the 10th or the 13th, the 19th, the 22nd, the 28th, or the 31st of the month. Now, as for the color they should wear, it should be fuchsia, Fushia. I know it's a weird sound. Fuchsia that sounds about right for an Aquarius too, because we do things really weird with colors and everything else, from taking our hair pink and all that other stuff. That's all Aquarian. So when you see people walking around with these different color hairs and stuff like that, rainbow, that's Aquarius. That is our age. So a little fuchsia might just set it off for you. I ain't gonna wear no fuchsia, but y'all can wear some fuchsia, okay? So anyway, so I'm so sorry, folks. Sometimes I gotta laugh at myself, okay? Can't take myself that serious because life is serious enough as it is. However, the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite should be amber. Now, saving the best for last, right, you Pisces? I know this. I know y'all say, like, yo, it better be good, Strayhorn. Well, I'm going to do the best I can, because if your sun, your moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Pisces, you know what your theme is? Vision, optics, the faculties of sight, the ability to see ahead of time. And can nobody do it better than you, because your sign of all the symbols in the zodiac is known as the psychic sign anyway. So this is perfect. So turn your vision into a visionary projection. See where you're going, see how you're going, see how you're going to get there. Have some sight. Don't go with blinders on. This is not going to be the best way to move for you this month of October. Be especially in that first week, because it tells me you're going to have a sense of order and purpose and direction. You can't do things on a whim. Yes, you may be into your feelings, but it's not going to work on the very first week. Now, in the second week, when you have this chance to really breathe and pivot and make changes, especially on the 14th and the 15th, when the moon is finally sitting in your sign, yes, you'll be off to the races, but you must do it with insight and vision and understanding and having the right optics to sharpen your vision about how you're going to do things, to see things clearly and not in a fog, because that's what's going to make the difference. And especially going into the third week, because that's going to be your financing relationship cycle anyway. But the nice thing about it, there will be no opposition aspects for it. So things should roll pretty good. But have the vision to see who you're going to deal with, why you're going to deal with them, what does all that mean, and the why. And because you have your sense of awareness will be heightened during that week of the 15th through the 21st, you should be able to make the right decisions in the romance and finance department, and also tend to your health too. Going into the tail end of the month, you will find that on the 27th and 28th, the moon will be sitting in your opposition sign of Virgo. And so therefore, it just simply means take it easy. Definitely use vision to kind of see how you're going to go through it. And it's not that you got to hide under a rock. It just simply means you got to be more checking your optics again. How focused are you about what you want to do? But it indicates a quiet time where, again, getting somewhere, being by yourself, being more reflective, finding out who you are, and having the visions to make those changes when you see what needs to be seen and done. That would be the main thing. Now, who's going to help you? Besides other Pisces, Sagittarians are going to help you, or anyone born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. Now, as for the color for Pisces this particular month is lime green. Okay. So listen, lime green. Okay. Trust me. Just do that. And Miss Kimbaley, you need to cut that out. So anyway, the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite is pyrite. Okay. So there you have it. Miss Kimbaley?
You know what's so funny?
What?
Do you remember the color you said for Leo?
Yes. That color I do believe is yellow.
So when I laughed about lime green, I thought to myself, somebody will do it, because for this interview, I was thinking about wearing this bright yellow dress.
See, I'm doing the best I can.
So that's how I know somebody's going to do it.
Yeah. If it ain't you, go be some Leo. Right? Me, I ain't gonna hardly wear no fuchsia up in here. Okay, I'm more conservative.
Fuchsia is beautiful, though.
I
Fuchsia is
know it's like
beautiful.
magenta. All these colors are beautiful, but
They are.
it all depends on the skin tone and how it matches against the skin tone. So, like
Yeah.
my client Wesley Snipes, with his dark complexion, he wears colors that are bright, kind of like Haitian colors, but they really reflect beautifully against his skin tone. Some people can wear colors better than others. So, for example, if a person's wearing the color yellow, maybe they can vary the degrade or the degree of the shade against the color of their skin. From very dark, maybe you wouldn't want no bright yellow, but more conservative yellow. For people that are very light skinned, maybe they more use a conservative yellow. You know what I'm saying? So it all
Yeah.
so put the
Yeah.
color next to your skin and see how it goes.
I gotta wear that yellow.
Yeah, please.
That's why I've been holding on to it, because I'm like, oh, it's too bright. It's too bright.
You better look at it like this. Yellow is ruled by the sun,
The sun.
and the sun rules Leo
Yeah.
all day long. I don't
I'm
care.
working on colors.
Yeah,
I'm
you never
trying to
seen them
get
paint
away from all of the black.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
never seen them paint the sun in black or blue or
No.
purple. It's always in yellow, maybe orange, but 9 times out of 10, that sun is going to be yellow or golden yellow.
Yeah, gold is, I love gold. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a sign to Leo. I think
But thank you so much. That was an awesome, I want to call this a preview forecast. That was an awesome preview for 2025. Thank you so much. You always do a wonderful job. You always do.
thank you. I can't thank you enough for this. And for those who want to get in touch with me, just go to linktr.ee/numbersanyou. You can download my app. You can get free monthly newsletter, because for those of you who see this every month, it also comes in a newsletter form, except I got to tone down the silliness and the joking. But I say that so it's not that serious, because sometimes when people say, oh, they get nervous, and you know what I'm saying? And it's not that serious, folks. It's not. It's the attitude of how we go into these things. That's what makes the difference. And if you can understand that, sometimes we got to laugh at ourselves.
You see why you're no longer a guest?
I was a guess.
When I'm thinking of asking you a question, you just go ahead and come out with it before I even ask. So that's how you're at home. Hey, can you also tell them about the app? Because I didn't hear you mention that. Did you
Yeah.
mention that?
I have a mobile phone app called a Star 8, ASTAR, the number 8. You can download it on either your Android platform or your iPhone platform. I have many exclusive features. One of them is the daily chart. It will list your important numbers in green, your stress numbers in red. It has compatibilities, the best car for you, the best addresses for you, vacation places, business partners. It has a whole lot more, but you need to get it at a star 8, ASTAR, the number 8, or you can get it directly from my website, astar8.com, ASTAR8.com. Now, rumor has it, young lady, you have a new podcast. Can you tell us about it, please?
I'm just going to officially give you the microphone.
Okay, good. 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 All right, now.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I do. It's so interesting that you said that. The new podcast is Astro-Numerology Reveal. And in fact, there's going to be, as you called it in your forecast, a shift because the the monthly forecast will in the future be going to the Astro-Numerology Reveal podcast so that you can see it there. There's other interviews on that podcast. I will be doing solo shows as well. You can check that out. It's right here for now on this YouTube page under the Astro-Numerology Reveal podcast. So you can view the Manifest on Purpose show here, or you can view Astro-Numerology Reveal, but I personally recommend if you view both of them
Yeah,
and make sure
great.
for the algorithm, because we are trying to reach all of humanity with the inspiring words and the empowerment that we have to help raise the consciousness of the people. So make sure that you like these, share, and subscribe so that we can get the numbers up and these videos can be seen by other people that may be interested in this type of content. You can also go to Kimbaley.com, KIMBALEY.com, and I'm going to put that up as well so that you can subscribe there. You can also see you can also see the podcast there as well as the YouTube channel. Reach out for your 2025 astronumerology forecast. I have to change that. We're going into a new year. It's important, especially in this month, the preview month, to see what your cycle is like for next year so you can start planning ahead of time. You don't want to wait and something happens at the last minute and you're not aware of it because you don't know what cycles you're in. And you can get deeper than that by booking an astronumerology consultation. And you can do that at Kimbaley.com, same website. How did I do?
I think you did well, but I need to modify something. We're not
Yes.
going to try to reach the world. We are going to reach the world.
Oh, I like that
Right.
modification.
We're going to take that to another level, no matter how long it takes. You know, you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run.
Okay, I
How we do it.
get you.
That's how we
I
do it.
call it and I raise it. How about that?
Well, look how we started off this forecast. We
Yeah.
started something as an idea in January, and it proceeded. Well, let's do February. Let's do March, and in each month, everything improved. Now we're at October, almost ready to wrap 2024 up. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Yes. And hang around because 2025 is going to be a big year. 2025 is going to be a big year. So there will be some things happening, some shifts that will be made that will benefit all of you. So make sure you stay tuned and keep up with us.
And I will say that it's going to be beneficial, especially for fire signs, Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius, because 9 is a fire number. So those who have fire, then the next set will be air numbers, air signs, Gemini, um, you know, Libra, and Aquarius. So those are the 6 signs. And it's not that other signs won't get their turn. It's the beauty about the stars in the heavens is it ain't like instant gratification. You got to wait. It may move slow, but it moves with certainty. That's the point.
Wow, that's so powerful. Thank you so much.
I
So
shake it.
until next time, um, we'll see you guys in November.
Can't wait. That's when is that? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Time be moving, boy. I'm telling you. And for those of you who look at these podcasts, first of all, we want to thank you very, very much. We treasure your comments. We like to hear what part of the world are you listening from. From this, it has an international and global uh, aspect, which it should. And we do appreciate it. Any suggestions, like Lloyd, you got to stop grinning and playing. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing about the funny projection. I am deadly serious about what I say, but I say it in a way that's kind of entertaining, but leaves flexibility so you not feel that you locked in, because nothing is locked in. They says the stars impel, but man compels. It doesn't compel man. It impels, yes, but it doesn't compel. And once you understand that, it's like the weather. If it's raining, you got to go out there with an umbrella. We go through a lot of preparations.
Thank you,
See you next
everybody.
month.